Hello YouTube, I'm back again with another rant video. This is gonna actually be a political type of rant video that I'm doing. From what you see in this picture, depicts racism, obviously. So you have a black foreign basketball group, basketball team. I don't know if it's mainly just black people. I assume the majority are black, but you can kind of tell in this picture, like they're in a transit bus. They're in a tour of China, they get dropped off, you have a crowd of Asians in China. As you can tell, they saying the explicit words, using the N-word, and there's more to it. Telling them F you, saying all these swear words, cuss words. Telling them, oh, one of them has a funny skin type, or to get out of China, and that's how they truly feel in this video. But it's unfortunate because, like, one thing I'm really confused is why the bus even decides to drop them right in front of this crowd, especially with the way they were reacting, the way that they reacted. Because potentially there could have been possibly a riot, there could have been an attack against the athletes, and yeah, it wouldn't have been worth losing the, but I personally hope they would be able to defend themselves, and it would be a lot safer had they dropped them where there had been a lot less crowd members. Because usually when it comes to taking athletes, you keep them where they have like a lot of security, where there's a lot less people around, so they can go around harass them. And unfortunately, in this kind of situation, it does happen a lot, not just with what we see right now, but throughout a lot of athletes when they're heading towards a basketball game or any other sports. And this does not really come to me as a surprise. I did look this up on Instagram. They had a link to the video at African Diaspora News Channel, and he gave his thoughts that this is because there are other several countries or differences that do not side with black people. And in a way, I kind of do agree. It may not be every person in Asia or other countries that hate black people, but it's simply how they're raised based on the country. I don't think maybe because I assume that it's because they're foreign. That could be the reason. Maybe they don't have a lot of black people, and that it's okay to mistreat them the way like they are right now, and think they have some sort of power over them. But in this case, it's more like because this could be possibly the fact that maybe the team they're up against is a China team. But even if you were to give some fighting words, even if you were to criticize the opposing team, it shouldn't involve racial slurs or telling them to leave China, because at the end of the day, they have if you imagine you say that someone's face, they wouldn't not only would they not appreciate it, you need to be able to back up those words. And clearly these people are very ignorant, and that's the thing. They have all this energy only when they have a huge crowd among them, but when they're by themselves, trust me, like stiff as a toothpaste, stiff as a pillow, soft as a cookie, a fortune cookie. And I'm gonna tell you this, like, this may not, although this just proves that some people assume that this is mainly an American thing. This happens in like fully developed countries. I have to disagree. This racism is learned throughout every country, and I have to prove a point because it's more mainly people do it because they feel a certain way with people of different colors, because maybe the stereotypes that they've been fed online or where they're coming from could be that their country is living under a sham, that their life is miserable, a lot of things that's going on. And sometimes you'll notice one thing you'll see in this video, it kind of relates to people, black people who go to grocery stores or an Asian supermarket, whatever. It may not happen all the time, but there have been incidents where they've been stereotyped, or they've been accused of stealing, or they feel that their life is, or they feel that the black person is there to threaten their life, and there they have money, they're gonna steal. All those things play a part in what's going on in this video, because it's part of the stereotypes, because stereotypes also involve racism too. You combine those together, and the people build some type of hatred towards other people and take it out on them, but they would rather take it on the most vulnerable. But you can kind of tell these guys weren't vulnerable, the basketball players. Imagine if they did get out, most likely they would have to evacuate the players. I don't know if this would mean that they would postpone the game, but they would actually have to force the crowd to leave, because like I said, this might have had to do something with the game, but obviously it's just that they have nothing better to do with lives and just a sack of crappy idiots. And I'm not gonna go on for too long, but like like I said, racism has existed from the beginning of time, and it has created this cycle where I don't care who started, it doesn't matter who started, who was the cause. It's been going on ever since, because you have people that encourage this kind of behavior, who are intoxicated, influenced at a young age, that eventually just builds a cycle where people will try to brainwash other younger people, young minds, to think the way they do. But they don't realize, yeah, they know it's wrong, but they don't realize how it affects other people, and how it affects them in the future, that eventually there will be karma and it will catch up to them, that somehow later in the future their actions will have repercussions. They don't look at it that way because they feel they are protected by the law, they are protected by others who support their cause, who support their lifestyle, who support their ignorance. And that just goes to show that that's the sign of a narcissistic, sociopathic prick who just you cannot try to convince. And then I don't know what happened afterwards. I'm sure eventually this situation did de-escalate. I don't know if that is true, but whatever happens, I feel like the crowd, if they do put hands, like, I hope they get the worst in this situation. And it sucks for us. My sympathy goes to the players in this video, and I hope they made it out alive. Nobody was harmed during this tirade, and then they eventually made it home safe, again with their families, and hopefully this does not put them under lots of stress, and that they won't have to go through the same situation. They don't have to go through the same abuse, verbally, whether it's physically after, and be traumatized, and then even ever think of going into another international game. Because this video itself, obviously this will be a prime example that this case might be another example of what could lead to another incident. And again, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Expect more upcoming content later in the future. Be sure to check your notifications, comment, like, and subscribe. Thank you.